Of fulfillment itself through success is really not filling unless your success has transitioned into significance. And many of us in here today, whether we are to the degree of success that we desire or not, have hit some layer of success and sometimes haven't maximized what success could do because we never crossed over into significance. Real success, real significance isn't what it is if it's gone overnight. Today, as we define you, as we define your business, we are defining longevity of your success into significance. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Good to have you on here with me today. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. I hope you all are having an incredible Friday. It is Good Friday. Today is a good day, and it's Friday. And it's not just Good Friday because it's Friday and it's a good day. It is Good Friday because we are celebrating this incredible experience this weekend, as we know as Easter, as we know as Resurrection Sunday, and as we take time to just reflect the significance of this time in this season for us. It is a good day. It is a good day. So I want to welcome you and say thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. All of you that are coming in live on Facebook, all of you that are coming in live on Instagram today, I certainly greet you on this amazing Good Friday. And hope you're having a fantastic week. We are several days into the 7 days to defined, and I'm excited to come to you today to discuss what is our next one of the 7 mission critical pillars of definition for our life and for our businesses. And so if you're joining me for the first time, I want to certainly welcome you, and I want to encourage you to go back if you have an opportunity to, and I want you to check out the last couple of videos that we have posted online, both on Facebook and on Instagram as well, regarding the last several days that we have went over these mission critical attributes. And I call them mission critical attributes just so everybody knows, because we want to, hey, all Instagram family, God bless you. Thank you. Dr. Travis, so much for hopping on here, and for Rhett, brother, good to see you on here this afternoon. And to all of the Facebook friends and family that are coming in, hello, hello, and thank you for joining me today. So we are now fourth day, DEFI. We are the fourth day into 7 days to define. And recently we have launched the announcement of partnering with Defined Coaching as one of the Defined coaches, where we have an opportunity to impact and change the lives of people every single day. And so we're going into businesses, we're going into market centers, we're going into organizations, we're going in front of leadership groups, and we're doing these incredible things called one-day defined experiences, where we have a full high impact, high power day. And then I personally have opened up my first X amount of coaching slots for one-on-one coaching as well. And so if you have not got a chance to look at any of the social media postings, just to kind of give you a heads up with what we offer in that, because we are opening up as well for free discovery calls to define any alignment that there may be, to see where areas that you need assistance with in your life and your business. Worst case scenario is it's a free call. People are leaving with 30-day action plans that they're turning around and immediately applying to their business and their lives, which is causing an increase like this. And so a lot of our one-on-one coaching, just to let you know, covers anything from business, lifestyle, leadership, relationship, system and processing. On the operational side, we cover basically the entire gamut that's catered to the needs of every individual one-on-one client that we work with, that we have the honor and privilege to work with. So but for this duration, as we are just explaining what Define is we are explaining the heart of it and the mission and the vision of Define. It is simply can be summed up like this. Are you ready for it? If you're taking notes, write this down. You. Okay? It's all you. It's why Define is what it is. It is for Define what Define is for, because it's you, right? We're here to serve you. And with that being said, when we have those opportunities like we do on these group coaching sessions and we do on these Facebook Lives or we do on one-on-ones, our goal is to impact and bring a level of change and transformation, that you leave this opportunity with something that you did not have when you first came in here. So we took 7 most mission critical attributes to creating a successful definition in our life and our business. We broke them down into the acronym of DEFINE, and we're teaching them at 2:00 here on these social media platforms every day for 7 days. So we are now day 4 into Define, and today we are going to be discussing the I, which stands for integrity. Okay. Now, I know this may seem somewhat mundane and somewhat simple to most people that are listening and watching this, because of course integrity is the most important thing, and we always have integrity, and whatever the responses and stuff may be based on people's perception of integrity. And everybody's perception of integrity is slightly different. Okay. But at the base of it all, there is a particular definition of integrity that a lot of times we have to just double check. And if we are high integral individuals already in our life and our business, it's always good to just test it. Make sure that there's areas of our functionality, areas of our business, areas of our life that we have not kind of gone off astray with, right? But we've stayed on a pretty direct path of integrity, and a pretty direct path of just producing that solidness in ourselves, right? So integrity really is a bedrock of trust and excellence in our life and our business. And we're going to discuss what that is here in just a moment, especially as we dive into what exactly is integrity. Now, there are different versions of integrity by definition, but at the end of the day, definition of integrity in its totality is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. In other words, we are morally upright. We have moral uprightness. Okay. And so there's an importance of this as a foundational principle, because it helps bring into definition of our life by producing alignment with values and principles because of integrity. Okay, so we're going to talk today about understanding integrity, and of course, the same model that we've been doing for the last 4 days, cultivating integrity, how to apply integrity, and how to really utilize it as a balancing method, as a corrective item, as a rod of correction in our life and in our business. Because integrity, if there is something that is going to set people apart today, Okay, whether you are ministry related or you are business related or whatever, in our families, in our dealings, in everything, what is going to set us apart is going to be the level of integrity to which we adhere to which we operate in. Okay, so let's talk about what that looks like today, and then we're going to talk about how to cultivate and develop that, and then we're going to talk about how to actually apply that. Okay. And so let's dive into it. So defining integrity, okay, now that we have just done that, um, one thing that I really want to understand about integrity is that integrity should produce consistency in words and actions. Okay. Just let's make that clear today. Integrity should produce consistency in words and in actions. Okay. If integrity is not present, we will not have consistency in words and actions. What do I mean by that? I mean by it's easy to give somebody your word, and when you do not have integrity, not back it up, right? Not follow through with it, right? Let your word fall to the wayside. The problem with that old school handshake adage is back in the day when a man shook their hands or a woman shook a hand in an agreement of something, you're staking your word on that thing. And that word, a lot of times, was more powerful than any other form of commitment, than any other form of agreement, right? Because your word meant something, right? Well, the problem is people went aside from integrity. They went astray from integrity. So now you could give your word, but there was no actions to back it up. You could give your word, but there was no actions to support your word. You could give your word, but there was no integrity behind it to follow through with the commitment that you had just made. Now, once that happens, the people that you're dealing with now gets bruised and damaged, and they get hurt by your lack of integrity, right? When it's in those type of situations. And so integrity gets off, and now we've got a unbalance between our word and our action. Okay. Integrity also should produce commitment and honesty, transparency, and watch this ethical behavior. Okay. So if in our lives and if in our businesses we are missing honesty, we're missing transparency, we're missing ethical behavior, then we're missing integrity. Okay. If any one of those areas is off, then so is our integrity. Okay. So to understand integrity, right, we can gauge very quickly, do we have it? And we can gauge, maybe even faster, do we not have it? Right? Are we operating out of an imbalance between our word and our actions? Are we not honest? Are we not transparent? Are we not producing or operating in ethical behaviors? Do we have some things in us that we're moving in that are not momentum but manipulation? Okay. So there are some characteristics, of course, that follow this with integrity. Number one is trustworthiness. Okay. Being reliable and dependable. How do you be reliable and dependable? You start by making sure your words and your actions come back into balance. Okay. Or to preserve being trustworthy. You want to be reliable and you want to be dependable. Okay. Number two, you want talking about characteristics of integrity. Okay. If you're taking notes, let's clarify this. If you're taking notes, characteristics of integrity, number one is trustworthiness. Number two is accountability. You're taking responsibility for your actions. Okay. Good, bad, and indifferent. And number three is authenticity. Characteristics of integrity is trustworthiness, accountability, and authenticity. Authenticity is being true to yourself and others. How are you true to yourself and others? Well, it is actually a simultaneous effort. You have to be true to yourself so that your true self can be shown to others. Therefore, now making you true to yourself and others through integrity, characteristics of integrity. So, understanding integrity, let's recap this real quick, means that we have a consistency in words and actions. It means that we have a commitment to honesty, trustworthiness, transparency, ethical behavior. Okay. We have to understand the characteristics of integrity. And if these characteristics are missing, we understand that then integrity, therefore, is missing. And those characteristics are trustworthiness, being reliable and dependable. They are accountability, which is taking responsibility for actions, and their authenticity, which is being true to yourself and others. Okay. Now we've got to discover cultivating integrity. Okay. Number one, clarifying personal values and principles. Now, we've talked quite a bit about this in the last couple of days about bringing into a higher self actualization our goals, bringing into a higher realization our ambitions and our principles, what drives us, what guides us, right? What gives us that extra layer of oomph, right? To accomplish our goals. Are we producing value to a degree, right? That makes our pursuit of aspirations and goals easy and, watch this, effective. Okay. So we have to clarify personal values and goals. And in order to clarify personal values and goals, when we're cultivating integrity, okay, so in order to cultivate integrity, we have to clarify personal values and goals. In order to clarify personal values and goals, we have to first identify core values that guide decision making. Am I okay with giving you my word, but not backing it up with action? Or do I give you my word and back it up with action? Have I proven that my word can be gold? Have I proven that my word can surpass a contract that we've signed on paper? Right? Then we have to reflect on ethical standards and moral compasses. What are the things that drive us to do the decisions that we are doing? What are the things that fuel us to make the decisions that we are making? What are they? Right? Are we doing this to cut corners, to get to the finish line faster, even though it may not be right? Are we doing this because we were trying to protect an image or facade, no matter who it hurts in the process? Are we doing this and it's borderline, questionable, or actually is unethical? But we're going to do it and get it done because I'm out for the benefit of myself, and not the fact that it damages or hurts anybody that's around me. Again, why, right? We're using fancy terms of core values and principles, and what are the things that guide your decision making processes, and what are your moral compasses. But when we remove all that fancy terminology, what I'm asking is why. Why are you doing what you are doing, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent? Okay. The second thing to cultivating integrity is to practice honesty and transparency. Okay. We do this by communicating, number one, openly and truthfully. Okay. Communicating openly is not effective if the communication is not truthful. Okay. We also practice honesty and transparency by avoiding deception and manipulation in interactions. Let's go back to the question I just asked, why? If you find yourself in interactions borderlining deception and borderlining manipulation, why? I would challenge everybody's intentionality in that moment. What is the intention of why you are doing what you are doing? And then who may be hurt in the process? Right? Number 3 for cultivating integrity is upholding commitments and promises. Going back to the balance of words and in actions. And of course, we do this simply by following through obligations and agreements. And we do this by prioritizing integrity over short term gains and conveniences. Here is why integrity will overcome short term gains and conveniences, is because short term gains and conveniences have a high risk factor. Okay. And when they are navigated through without integrity, the risks increase. So if the dominoes fall, if the chips fall, the repercussions of the actions are very crippling. So integrity says, I'm not going to do that because I know if I do, it could A, B, and C. Right? So out of integrity, I'm going to forego that, no matter how enticing that may be, because I'm risk assessing in this moment. Let's recap real quick. Let's recap real quick on cultivating integrity. To cultivate integrity, we clarify personal values and principles, and we clarify personal values and principles by identifying our core values and decision-making items, reflecting on ethical standards and moral compasses. Number two, we practice honesty and transparency by avoiding deceptive and manipulation interactions and communicating openly and truthfully. Number three, we uphold commitments and promises by prioritizing that integrity, following through on obligations and agreements. Okay, so those are all things that we have to instill in our interaction process, conversations, agreements, commitments, presentations, duties, right? Are we serving our clients with integrity and ethics and a moral compass? Are we serving our fellow, whatever industry you're in integrity and ethics and moral compasses? Are we serving in our ministries in integrity? Because here's the bottom line. Every single one of us, whether we are talking about a ministry or we're talking about a marketplace, we are connected to the people business, which means that the people business is going to require integrity in order for it to be successful. Now, is it possible that somebody that is operating in ill intent for short-term gains and conveniences will be successful? It absolutely is possible. Okay? But the question is, will it last? Some of the most unintegral business people and entrepreneurs that I know are the ones who have 50,000 businesses. 990 of them have already closed, and the rest of them are struggling to stay open as they're looking for the next endeavor to move on towards, because integrity is not in place. Therefore, you pursue short gains and conveniences over longevity and stability. Integrity is designed in our business to produce integrity and stability. Integrity in our businesses is designed to produce longevity and stability. Let me say it one more time. Integrity in our businesses is designed to produce longevity and stability. So, how do we apply this to our life and our business? Let me give you a few more bullet points on this. To apply integrity in life, number one, means we have to build trust in relationships. How do we build trust in relationships? We build trust in relationships by honoring those commitments and maintaining confidentiality when needed. If I say I'm going to do something, I am going to do it. And I'm building that trust. I'm building that loyalty in that relationship by way of sticking to my word. I'm respecting others' boundaries and opinions. Now listen, this is not saying I accept other people's boundaries and opinions. I respect other people's boundaries because everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Everybody is entitled to their boundary, whether I agree with it personally or not. Now, integrity will tell you, do I express that I agree with that or do I not? And that's when we have to listen to the wisdom of integrity. The second thing to applying life or integrity in life is resolving conflicts with integrity. So we're engaging in constructive dialogue and seeking mutual understanding. Seek first to understand. Come from contribution. Come from curiosity, right? We're looking to find win-win solutions and uphold principles of fairness and justice. That is integrity. Number three, being a role model for others is a way to apply integrity into life. In other words, we are leading by example. We're inspiring others to act with integrity by the way that we are leading. We're holding oneself and others accountable to those ethical behaviors. How many of us will notice an unethical pattern and not say anything? Now, I'm not saying call the person out to the carpet. I'm not saying embarrass them. I'm not saying throw anybody under the bus. I'm not saying go on social media like some people do and just tear somebody up. What I'm saying is this. Is there a level of accountability, which is part of our process we talked about today? Is there a level of accountability to hold somebody in alignment with integrity? Who is out there saying, hey, this is not right and you know it? Okay. So, applying integrity in life means building trust in relationships, resolving conflicts with integrity, and being a role model. Now, how do we apply integrity in business? Number one, ethical leadership. Okay. Leadership, this could apply to ministry as well. So if I have any of my ministerial connections that are on here today watching live or in replay, listen up very closely because ethical leadership is going to be key to the success of any person's endeavor. So ethical leadership means setting a clear tone at the top and fostering a culture of integrity immediately. Okay. And if there is unintegral activity that is spotted in the camp, correct it immediately. It also means making decisions that are guided by ethical principles and watch this long-term sustainability. I just talked about this a few minutes ago, how integrity in business will produce longevity and stability. Integrity that is lacking will produce short-term gains and conveniences. Let me put it like this. When integrity is not present, people will strive for short-term gains and conveniences. When integrity is present, then you strive for fostering a culture of integrity that produces long-term sustainability. Okay? Number two, transparency and accountability. Providing accurate and timely information when necessary. Holding oneself to others accountable for actions and outcomes. And number three, of applying integrity in business, building trust with customers, partners, and those that you are in connection with. In other words, we're delivering on promises and exceeding expectations. We're honoring contracts and agreements with integrity and fairness. Okay? So let's recap real quick. Applying integrity in business means ethical leadership, transparency and accountability, and building trust with customers and partners. Now, as I get ready to wrap up here for our 30 minutes of 7 days to define, I want to encourage you to understand, cultivate, and apply integrity. When we have discovered, okay, that there are areas of our business in our life that do not have integrity involved in it, it then becomes our responsibility to define those areas. If they are falling inside of our circle of authority and responsibility, then they become our responsibility to do what? To replace those areas with integrity. Okay? So, what I'm encouraging you to do this afternoon is to embrace integrity as a guiding principle in all endeavors. Reflect and determine, are there areas that are lacking in integrity that need another level of integrity? If there are areas here today that and if you're watching this live or in replay, that you need help trying to figure out, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is my life. This is my business, et cetera, et cetera. I'm having some issues. Things are a little bit off of here. I can't really figure out how to fine tune these actions, these outcomes, or whatever specifically it may be. We can walk through that journey together. Reach out to me. My email is on the screen. You can check out mylifedefined.com for more information. You can email me directly at ryan@mylifedefined.com. And the bubble for the thumb. And I'll be more than willing to set that discovery call with you where we can dive into this in detail. And you can say, Ryan, I need more of this. How do I critique these areas? How do I ensure I'm operating integrity? How do I replace areas that are not integral with integrity, or whatever specifically that particular need may be? I'm just encouraging you, embrace integrity and do not do it alone. Okay. So, with that being said, as I get ready to wrap up, tomorrow we are diving into N, DEFIN. We're going to discuss noble, okay? Nobility. We're going to elevate humanity through virtue and purpose, Okay. So I encourage you set your reminders to join me right here again back on these social media platforms at 2 p.m. as we go through now it's Good Friday, so we know what we're celebrating this weekend. All right. Saturday we'll be on here at 2 o'clock briefly to talk about noble, what it means to be noble, how to cultivate nobility, how to use nobility to elevate humanity through virtue and purpose. And then we're going to be off on Sunday because it is Resurrection Sunday. We are all going to be having Easter dinners and lunches and stuff like this with our friends and families and whatever else that you have going on. And then we will be back up to pick up with the N or with the E on Monday. Okay. And then the D on Tuesday. All right, defined, 7 days to defined. All right, thank you all so much for your time today. I hope something has been said to help provoke integrity, to help, to basically dot an I, cross a T, that you left with some type of value and inspiration today this afternoon. I'm looking forward to seeing you right here again tomorrow at 2 p.m. as we discuss N, which is the fifth number, DEFIN. Yeah, the fifth number of the 7 days. So day 5 of 7, 7 days to define as we discuss what it means to be noble in our life and our business. Okay. Until then, you all have an amazing day today. Enjoy the weather if you're anywhere sunny. It's a little bit sunny here for us in Michigan, and I'm hyped about it. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the family. Enjoy your Friday. It's a good Friday. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a blessed day.